Do you remember the first time you played Super Mario 64? Do you remember being so wrapped up in the game that all you wanted to do was explore this new giant world and find out what secrets it had to offer? Like seeing the Loch Ness Monster for the first time inside of the Hazy Maze Cave, or the first time you tried running up the endless staircase for 10 minutes straight because you thought just maybe you would reach the top at some point. But even with all that, there was one thing in particular that I was always looking for but couldn't find. Luigi. Where the hell was he? I looked everywhere for him, and if you're like me, then you probably did too. I thought maybe if you beat the game and collected all the stars, or even gathered all the coins in each level, that maybe he would appear, but nope, I never could find him. Now, because I'm not the only one feeling this way, it led to a bunch of rumors that he was somehow unlockable. I mean, how could you make a game this awesome and not put Luigi in it? After all, he's already in a good majority of the Mario games, so why not this one? This kind of mentality caused all sorts of rumors and obscure ways to obtain Luigi to come about, but one of the more popular theories would be the sign in the castle courtyard. There's a statue in the heart of the courtyard of a giant star and a sign that is honestly too blurry to read, but you can roughly translate it to either Eternal Star or L is real 2401. Personally, I think it makes more sense that it would be Eternal Star because there's a statue of one like right there, but everyone quickly latched on to the 2401 idea instead. People thought that L stood for Luigi, and therefore Luigi may be in the game. Simple enough. Another theory was that 2401 represented every gold coin in each world of the game, and that by collecting them all, the player would have to come back to the statue where Luigi would then emerge as a playable character. This in turn led to a bunch of hoax videos designed to keep the idea floating around. But now here's the cool part. Not all of it was fake. On July 25th, 2020, 24 years and 1 month after the release of the game, which is 2401 by the way, the source code was leaked, which included an unedited model of Luigi, and it even had textures and some voice lines prepared as well.
Oh, mamma mia, that's delicious.
Now there you have it. Luigi was actually meant to be in the game, but never got used for whatever reason. This is cool and all, but what does this have to do with today's video? Even though we never got to use Luigi back in the day, there's an awesome ROM hack that was made by Kaze Emanuar called Super Mario 64 Splitscreen, which will let you and a buddy finally play this game as Mario and Luigi. I'll leave a link in the description below to a video he made covering the details and setup of the patch that he created. But as the name of the hack indicates, this makes the game totally split screen, so now you can tag team all these levels together with a friend and even collect multiple stars at once. The only thing that I would say is noticeable is the somewhat reduced resolution of the game in comparison to the original on the actual hardware. But really, if it's an issue for you, you can also try this on the emulator and just boost your settings within that. Usually when I do these types of videos, I go a little extra and grab some box art to go along with this, so I ended up getting lucky and I found this one on the Etsy store Hack to the Future. I used them in the past, but I was just kind of surprised that they had this one as well. But they do have a decent variety of these boxes for multiple ROM hacks and multiple systems, so it was pretty easy to get what I needed for this video, and I'm pretty satisfied with how it looks too. Now for the cartridge. It's about the same as usual. I grabbed an empty gray cart from RetroStage, slapped a label on it, and popped the Retro Blaster into it. But you don't have to go as far as I did because this will also work on an EverDrive if you have one. Just make sure you have the RAM expansion card. I don't believe this game will run without it. Also, just an FYI, if you think this is cool, there's also a Super Mario 64 online as well if you want to play this on PC. Playing it this way, it adds, I believe, about 12 playable characters to the game, like Waluigi, Knuckles, and Kirby. And I believe there can be up to about 24 people in certain lobbies, which is pretty awesome. There are also ways to play things like capture the flag using certain settings, but that's a video I can cover at another time. Just let me know if you want to see it in the comments. Getting back on topic though, let's talk about some gameplay for the split screen version. So both characters can perform the exact same moves, they control their own cameras, they share coins, and they have their own lives. Which, by the way, if one of you ends up kicking the bucket, your character will float around in a bubble but can be freed by the other player, pretty much like in the other Mario games. Another cool aspect of this is each player can freely roam around the levels and do not have to stick together. However, if one of you loads the game into a new area, both players will be warped there, which can be a little troublesome when you're trying to grab more than one star. But to counter that, you can just wait for each player to reach the star at the same time and then just grab it at the same time. This will let you load out of the game with 2 stars. The only thing that really matters is that you have to grab the second star before you complete the celebration animation of Mario or Luigi. Another thing you might notice that I actually like is that player 1 and 2 can attack each other, which I understand some might not like, but I think it's pretty funny and it prevents it from making the game too easy. Plus, I like to sabotage people. So I think I painted a good enough picture for you guys as to why this patch is pretty awesome. All I have to do now is just show you guys some footage of it on the N64, so let's just head over to that. Okay, so we're just gonna start a new game here. And you're gonna see we have our split screen.
Dear Mario and Luigi, please come to the
And now Luigi is included in the letter and in her voice line, which is pretty cool.
Peach.
That already adds a new twist on the game, kind of right there. Everything kind of starts up like usual, though. And both of us pop right out of the tube. I'm not going to do too much gameplay because I don't want this video to be, too long. But I'll just run around real fast and see what I can find. I don't think any of that's changed really. Yeah, this is pretty cool, and it really doesn't look that bad. The only thing I'd be wondering right now is, are there any speedruns for this? Because I would imagine collecting all the stars, getting all of them, would be a lot faster now with this method, so I'm gonna have to check that out for myself. But yeah, you guys can see that everything's running fine. I got both controllers going here. I got my girlfriend helping me out. I think I'm just gonna end up stopping here before I get too far and too ahead of myself. But if you guys like the content that you guys are seeing here, if you want to see more of it, let me know in the comments down below. And I'll catch you guys next time. Adios.